Good afternoon. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We're hoping that you had a great Mother's Day. We're hoping that this day has been everything that you anticipated to be. You know, mothers are a special time. Being a mother is something very special. It's one of the greatest jobs that you can have with little pay. But every mom, we thank you for all that you do, all that you have done, and we're glad that you are listening to our broadcast today. We're excited about everything that's happening with this radio show. This radio show has been tremendous. It has changed lives of people are listening. We're getting different followers every week. So if you hear this radio broadcast and want to be part of it, we ask you to continue to log in and just tell somebody about it. Just email the broadcast to a friend, to a family member. Just email it to them. I just want to give you a recap of our show today. The title of our show is Quitting is No Option, and we're excited about that. Quitting is no option. We want to make sure that you understand thoroughly what we're talking about. This is an opportunity for you to grab hold of some endurance. You might be going through difficult times now. We just want to let you know that quitting is no option. We have a special guest, Nicole Van Dyke, someone I know very well. A good example of how quitting is no option. Later in the broadcast, she's going to talk a little bit about being a recent college graduate with a master's degree in accounting and cancer survivor. We're excited about that. Just a person that have not quit and have no intentions of quitting. But last week we want to give a recap from last week's show, talking about listening, the greatest form of communication. We realized that we talked specifically last week about learning how to communicate with people. Communication is key to everything that you will do in life, learning how to communicate effectively. And we realized that listening is the greatest form of communication. A couple things we want to talk about is handling adversity. If you're not going to quit, the first thing you need to know how to do is handle adversity. Adversity comes in all forms, shapes, sizes, and you must be able to handle that. Life, there's no guarantee that you'll have a smooth life, and I can almost guarantee that if you continue to live, you will face adversity in one time or another. You're either in a storm, going through a storm, or coming out of a storm. Life has tremendous amounts of storms, and there are ups and downs that you will go through, but I am excited about what's happening today. I just want to get right down to my guest, and I just want to introduce my guest to you, a person I know very that's very dear to me, that's very close to me, Nicole Van Dyke, my wife for nearly 18 years. I just want to introduce her to the radio world. Spreaker family, I want you to be really nice to her. I want you to listen very carefully to the things she say, because I know it's going to bless your heart and it's going to bless your life. And we're excited to have Nicole with us today. Nicole, welcome to the broadcast and welcome to the Power of Word show. I'm glad that you can be part of this show today.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're glad to have you. We're glad to have you. We want you today to just be honest and just to share your heart. A couple of weeks ago, we had a person on the show that you know, a person named Nicholas. And, how's Nicholas doing these days?
He's doing well.
Okay. Is he still being good?
Always.
Okay.
He's my son.
He's your son. Okay. All right. Well, we're excited about that, and Nicholas is doing well, and I'm glad that you say he's good. Nicole, tell us a little bit about yourself, and introduce yourself to the radio world, and tell them what's going on, what's happening lately in your life.
Well, as you have already said, my name is Nicole Van Dyke. I'm your wife.
All right.
Anthony Van Dyke. I've been married to Anthony for 18 years.
All right.
I'm live in the Tidewater area. I'm a transplant, 20-year transplant, but a transplant from the metropolitan city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That's the city of brotherly love.
City of brotherly love. I was born and raised in North Philadelphia. Educated all the way through high school in North Philadelphia.
Okay.
grew up in areas that I think the topic that you're talking about today, quitting is no option.
Okay.
Growing up in the area in the inner city, I think it's important that this message actually gets out because there are a lot of young people and a lot of people that I grew up with
Okay.
that didn't have this message to know that quitting is not an option, and may have been influenced or experienced things due to the environment that we grew up and lived in.
Okay. Okay. How did you end up in this Tidewater area since you're from Philadelphia?
Well, when I went to Philadelphia, Philadelphia is unique in that it has several magnet schools or several, scholastic type public schools
Okay.
that students can go to that wish to excel. And I went to Bodine High School for International Affairs. It was a school, a magnet school that focused on international studies, foreign languages. I take 4 years of Spanish
Okay.
in high school. And it was sort of set up as a college preparatory school.
Okay.
So at the school, I was connected with a counselor that connected me to Norfolk State University.
Okay.
I wanted to leave the Pennsylvania area and explore the world.
Okay.
And I ended up in the Tidewater area to attend Norfolk State, where I pursued a bachelor's of science in accounting.
All right. Amen. So good. Good. So you're still in Virginia. We're glad about that. Couple questions I have for you today. There are 3 questions I want to ask you in order. Your greatest trial in the past 18 months. What kept you going, and did you feel like quitting? So I want to ask you that question today. What is or what has been your greatest trial in the past 18 months? I mean, and the reason why I'm saying 18 months because it's probably fresh in your mind and memory. So because this is a show where people these words are transforming people's lives, and we're talking about not quitting. But what is your greatest trial that you've been through in the last 18 months?
Well, honestly, trials that I've had 4 or 5 years ago are really still clear in my mind.
Okay.
I've had some trying situations in the last 18 months, but I think it was a process.
Okay.
We all go through challenges. We all have trials, and we have different situations that we face. Some that may discourage us, some that may want to, that may make us want to give up.
Okay.
All the way back when I went to Norfolk State when I was in college.
Okay.
I know while I was in school, I worked. I actually worked full-time during the day. Initially, when I came, I was a full-time student in the first year, but that only lasted 1 year.
Okay.
And then once I got here, I actually had to work, full-time job, and I actually had to change my schedule to the evening. I started working for a local food processor at one of their plants in Norfolk.
Okay.
And I remember way back then when I was in school and working and trying to obtain my first degree.
Okay.
Just not having transportation, not having money, all of the different things.
Wait a minute. So you're saying you had a trial of no transportation and no money. Didn't you want to quit?
I wanted to quit.
Okay.
I wanted to quit. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to quit.
Okay.
But then something in me, it was twofold. Part of me says, well, you're already out here and you've already started this process.
Okay.
What are you going to gain by quitting? And then I also thought about it and realized that if I quit, I wasn't going to be any further. It wouldn't help me get out of the situation that I was in.
Okay. So you knew that was no option. So
it wasn't an option, but to be honest, the thought did cross my mind.
All right, I got you. So, but what was it? Was it that there was a book you read that helped you at that point? Was it something you heard from somebody else that made you realize were you born like that? What happened? There was something, because there are people that's listening right now want to know what made you not want to turn around.
I think I had to take a realistic assessment of myself and my situation. I thought about it. I told you I grew up in North Philadelphia, and I love North Philadelphia.
Well,
But the
explain
area,
North Philadelphia, because some people may not even know what North Philadelphia is. It like Kansas? What is it? I mean, please.
is it like it's a metropolitan city, where I guess you could say the poverty statistics would probably say the poverty level is low.
Okay.
Educationally wise, it's low.
Okay.
I mean, I've gotten growing up there. I learned so many things.
Okay.
That I think has helped me with my tenacity to be able to survive today.
Okay.
And not have a laid back mentality, because being here in the South after living up north my entire life, there's a different pace, and there's just a different culture of I guess you could say a little bit more aggressive behavior.
Okay.
Between the two areas.
So would you say that you have to be in order not to quit, you have to be aggressive?
I would say you have to be aggressive.
Okay.
You have to be aggressive, and the reason I say that is because your thought process can get hold of you.
Okay.
And if your thought process gets hold of you, and when I say thought process, I mean the thought process of quitting.
Okay.
If you're not aggressive and take a stance that you're going to move forward.
Okay.
And do something positive, it's easy to get sucked in. That's why you see so many people that, as you said earlier, may not achieve what it is that they desire to achieve, because the first obstacle that comes up, they don't have the strength or the confidence to know that they can excel beyond that point. And often people can't see beyond the point that they're currently at.
Right. So if I'm grabbing right, if I'm understanding right, is that when people are going through things, it's hard to see themselves moving forward.
Right. And you also need to surround yourself with people that are also aggressive, are also looking to go the same place you're going. The first roommate I had and was Rhonda. Okay. And that we were friends throughout college. She was from Brooklyn, New York. Okay. So we both sort of grew up in the same genre. So it wasn't an option for us. Okay. We were both down here on our own. Okay. Working, walking miles when we had to walk miles. As the kids joke, it was really reality to us, eating oodles and noodles, especially when the cafeteria was closed, and just taking whatever jobs we could take, and I've worked in shipyards, cleaning out tanks, just so many things. People might look at me today as an accounting professional and say, you did what? But we had to do what we needed to do within the legal means.
So would you say that struggle built character?
I would say so.
Okay. So what would you say to a person right now that they've struggled for a long time and they feel like there's nothing's going to change? What would you say to that person right now? I mean, they're right at the point. They've tried almost everything they can think of and they're not progressing. The one thing you would say to them to keep them moving forward?
Well, I would say if you quit, you're already cashing in your ticket, as we heard at the commencement yesterday. Okay. If you quit, you're already cashing in your ticket, and you're not going to be able to get where it is that you would like to go. Okay. That's just like being if you're at a basketball game and you see the Lakers and they're down, and all of the star players of Kobe Bryant just decides to go sit on the bench. Okay. Just because they're down. Right. They have no way of coming back. I know that in the secular, a lot of times if you look at basketball games and you watch the players and the intensity that they have, they always look at the LeBron and Dwayne Wade, all of the people like them. But they're fighters, and they're not going to quit, and they're not going to give up. Okay. Even at the end, if they lose, they lose. Right. But they've got the aggressiveness and the positive attitude that they're not going to give up, and you can win. Okay. But you just have to be willing to.
All right. Well, radio listeners, I just want to let you know that right now, if you just came in the middle of the broadcast, the person I have is Nicole Van Dyke. She's my wife, and exciting person. She's my wife, and she is we're talking to her about quitting is no option, and we're excited about that. So just keep listening, because this is only one question down. There's several more questions that I have that she's gonna answer today, and also someone just snuck in. Nicholas is here. So what are you doing, Nicholas? You just sitting down, and what's going on?
Technical productions.
You're in technical productions today. All right. Yeah. All right. That's a great thing. And so we're going to go back to Nicole. And we got a couple more questions to answer. And if you are liking those questions, the answers that she's given, please respond back this week at amvandyke@aol.com.